My wife, Donna, and I regularly visit a woman named Darlene who lives on the other side of town from us. She's only a few years older than we are, but she's almost incapacitated by one of the most common and debilitating diseases in the world, victimhood. It's not subtle. You can figure this out in the first 60 seconds of any conversation with her. Nobody ever does enough for her. Nobody cares about her. Nobody carries her where she wants to go. The government doesn't give her a big enough check, and so on. It's endless. Complaining isn't just a hobby with her. She's honed it into a craft, an occupation. The truth is, she has made a long series of very bad choices in her life, but she hasn't learned a thing from any of them. Instead, she blames her condition in any given moment on other people and on circumstances that she believes are beyond her control. And then she repeats the same mistakes over and over again. She hasn't held a job in the 20 years that I've known her. She lives on welfare, and she's unhappy no matter what anybody does for her. Donna and I are pretty accustomed to getting calls from Darlene at all hours of the night or day, where she excitedly tells us about the latest crisis in her life and how we have to stop what we're doing right then and come to rescue her. Now, I want to make it quite clear that I am not making fun of her as I describe this. I'm simply describing how victims manipulate the world around them. They really don't know how to behave any differently. They really don't. And they behave in this way because so often it works. When somebody calls you crying and blubbering about some horrible disaster that's befallen them and how they need your help right then, you feel more than a little obligated to do something, don't you? And that's why victims do that. That's why they complain and cry and whine, because they know that most of us will feel sorry for them. In fact, we're usually afraid not to feel sorry for them and help them, because then we'd appear heartless and cruel and unfeeling. Victims really set us up. They put us in a position where we feel like we have to help them, or we'd be uncaring monsters. So what's the truth? What should we do when confronted by the tears and tantrums of a victim? In various ways, we get manipulated by victims every day. So this is an important question. One morning, Darlene called our house and said we just had to come over right then because she needed some help. Usually I ask her for the story over the phone, but for some reason, Donna and I just went over to her house, maybe 20 minutes away. In our next session, we'll talk about what we found when we arrived there.